Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here an article that reminds me of some other articles and other pieces of news from about, I don't know, 20 years ago or so. Maybe a little bit, something like that. You will remember those articles and those weasels that were doing certain kind of thing in the Middle East. And you will realize the minute I put this article here on the screen. So this comes from PBS NewsHour. It's from today, March 4th, 2023. Head of UN nuclear watchdog says Iran pledges more access for inspectors. Vienna, the head of the UN's nuclear agency, said Saturday that Iran pledged to restore cameras and other monitoring equipment at its nuclear sites and to allow more inspections at the facility where particles of uranium enriched to near weapons grade were recently detected. But a joint statement issued by the International Atomic Energy Agency and Iran's nuclear body only gave vague assurances that Tehran would address long-standing complaints about the access it gives the watchdog's inspectors to its disputed by whom? Nuclear program. Here these guys accuse the Iranians of enriching material to 90%, which they say no, that's not true. We go to 60%. Non-proliferation experts say Tehran has no civilian use for uranium enriched to even 60%. A stockpile of material enriched to 90%, the level needed for weapons, could quickly be used to produce an atomic bomb if Iran chooses. Well, I heard it takes some time to do that anyway, but that's not the point with the enrichment. That's not why I picked this article. I picked this article because it reminds me of the IAEA, United Nations, requesting and requiring, ordering, demanding that Saddam Hussein would give access to inspectors and whomever they want to send to Iraq to check their so-called weapons of mass destruction program, nuclear programs that they didn't have. And it was the same thing, little steps. And Saddam Hussein gave in one by one by one. Saddam and his evil people over there, gave these guys access to his palace, to his rooms, probably not to his bedroom or something, but I don't think he would have nuclear weapons under his bed. Okay, you know what I mean? So these guys inspected Iraq everywhere, and you know what they came up with? They have mobile labs. So that's why they can't find them, because they move them around in Iraq. We know that, but we don't know where they're at. We know they do that, but we can't figure out where they're at. Remember Colin Powell at the United Nations? Remember Rumsfeld, Donald Rumsfeld? He's on video. He said, we know they have them, and we know where they are. And everybody's like, pong, they are north, south, east, and west. And everybody was like, okay, yeah, when are we going to attack them? That's how they reacted. And I don't think that's going to happen with Iran. But it's, again, little by little, they try to do things. All right, go and send inspectors. But I suggest and I recommend that some other countries are also inspected. No? Okay. Why? Oh, because they're not signatory of certain things? Or, okay, well, or because they're good countries? Oh, I got it. My bad. I don't think Iran is a weasel country, because they're smart, and I think they learn fast from Saddam, and they're not going to fall for the same BS. And what they do right now, they buy time. And they buy time and they prolong things, because, the balance of power on a planetary level is going to change. It seems like it's going to change. Things are very volatile right now. So if you paid attention to what happened yesterday, Biden, the guy who's barely conscious, most of the day he's where he's at, we don't know. He extended the emergency powers that he has under the the state of emergency, whatever the United States is right now. So he has extra powers right now, and he has had them since Obama and Trump had them. And that some of those provisions or powers, extra powers, I think they are 154 or 143, something like that. 140, let's put it minimum, which is good enough. I made a video on that when they came, I think 2 days ago, when he... Where do I sign? All right, there, Mr. President, good job. That gives him the right to order attacks without the approval of the Congress. Without, they have been doing that anyway without it. It didn't matter, Constitution. There you go, Constitution. Anyway, this is how tyrants behave. So he signed that, and then the United States and Israel got together a little bit. The chief of staff, what's his name, Milley, had a little conversation with the Israeli military boss, and they decided to cooperate in defense, and maybe they can do something with Iran being such a threat. And a lot of people will say, see, we threatened them a little bit and it worked. They allowed the inspectors to go over there. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think Iran is just buying time. Ukraine is not over. And you never know what's going to happen. So they say, well, we'll see. I don't think the Americans going to open something over there. They might bombard Iran because, or Israel together with the United States might bomb parts of Iran, and I'm assuming Iran will retaliate, and then it's going to escalate, and then we'll say again, unprovoked attack by the terrorist state of Iran, designated. So pay attention to that. Now, who's guilty here? I think the whole, how should I put it? The whole issue of who can have nuclear weapons and who cannot have them, and who can check on whom, and who's supposed to not have that, is very hypocritical for the obvious reasons. I mean, there are countries that acquire nuclear weapons without any approval. Pakistan is one example. They didn't ask anybody, said, well, we do whatever we want. And they did. What happened to them? Sanctions? Israel is, is accused of having them and so on. Anybody bothers to even be allowed those sites? No. And United Nations from time to time, they issue a resolution to condemn Israel and trying to, require Israel to open its sites or to have inspectors, and Israel says, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So, that's why when these guys are talking about international law and rule-based world order, it's just, that's a guy who does whatever he wants, and he's got a little set of rules in his brain that he can switch whenever he wants. Some of them are in the United Nations, and he's calling people out and countries out based on those. But if you call them, they're going to send you a few bombs or a few sanctions. Why with this kind of organization, who wants to participate? Did you have any other options? Well, if it's another pole arising, then maybe you try over there if those guys show a little bit of not so much tyranny. Because don't get me wrong, power, power goes with tyranny hand in hand. Unchecked power. How do you think the Russians or the Chinese will rule the world? With flowers and love and happiness and sex all day? I strongly doubt that. And main reason for that is they're human. That's the biggest obstacle in them ruling the world, as I just said. That's the main one. And then, yeah, you have different cultures, yes, we have different traditions, yeah. But if you look back, that's that big, block. Humans, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.